Well, welcome back to Wolf Dog Empire. We have the War of Three Kingdoms. 1-star troop, huh? We have the Three Kingdoms summoned here. And I guess we can take a look to see which heroes from here are pretty good. Diochan, she's the best one in this portal here. Her stats are pretty good there. She's 797 attack, which is really good. 787 defense, which is really good. And 1437 HP, which is really good. Mana speed fast. She recovers 35% health for all allies. She summons a lackey minion for the caster and nearby allies with 16% HP and 25% attack inherited from the caster. Each time a lackey minion hits an enemy, it steals a random dispellable buff from the enemy and gives it to its owner. That's amazing. So she sends the lackey minion to the caster and nearby allies, so up to 3 minions. And each time the minion hits the enemy, if the enemy has a dispellable buff or more, it'll steal one of them that is dispellable and give it to the owner. So they'll start stealing buffs from the enemy. So that's pretty good. Buff booster. But even if it's not buff booster, if you see that the enemy has a bunch of buffs to be put out there, Diochan's a great one. But she's great overall, regardless. Here's a new one. Sun Quan or Sun Chan. Average speed, his stats 780 are good. 788 are really good too. Defense 1497. HP is really good. Mana speed average. He deals 340% damage to the target and nearby enemies. So that's already pretty good for a hero. And then on top of that, summons a Wu soldier minion for each ally with 10% HP and 18% attack inherited from the caster. Each hit from a Wu soldier minion gives the target the following status ailment. The target receives 255 burn damage over 3 turns. So that's just extra on top of that. And that is for each ally. The reason the minion is pretty important, not just for defense because the enemy has to kill the minion first, but also because the family bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, 3%, 6%, or 10% mana each time a minion is summoned for the hero. So that's pretty important there. When he gives a minion to all their allies, then everybody in that kingdom family will receive that mana. And also 4, 6, or 8% heal each time a minion is summoned for the hero. So you get a little bit of mana, you're also gonna get a little bit of healing. So pretty good. Lubu deals 340% damage to the target and nearby enemies. Summons a minion for each ally. And that minion gives its owner the ability to counterattack with 65% of the damage received for as long as the owner has that minion. And he does give it to each ally, so that's pretty good. So the 340% damage to the target and nearby enemies, it's already pretty good damage for a 5-star. On top of that, it's going to give a minion out there to everybody in the team, which gives anybody in this family some mana and some healing. Plus, they all counterattack, so pretty good hero. Lubu is also a really good hero. Mana speed slow, so good for those rush wars. His stats are really good. He deals 330% damage to all enemies, so that's really good. And then he summons a fiend for all enemies. The fiend damages the enemy with 56% attack every turn. That fiend absorbs healing and disappears when it has absorbed health equal to 38% for its target's max health, or of its target's max health. The mercenary fiend's target is immune to new buffs for as long as the target has mercenary fiends. This effect cannot be cleansed. So Lubu's a really good hero overall, but especially in those rush wars because his mana speed slow. Zhongfei, he is a sniper. The attack is really high. His defense is good. 1388 health is pretty good. Mana speed fast. He deals 530% damage to its target. All allies reflect status ailments that affect defense back to the attacker for 3 turns. This effect cannot be bypassed. So you got a yellow sniper who hits really hard, and on top of that, he counters Morel, Vivica and Costume Vivica, counters Costume Rock, counters Isarnia. So anybody who's gonna put out there that that defensive down, Xiangfei is gonna reflect that back to them, so they get the negative defensive down. Soon, Xiangchang, she's really good for a 4-star. You can't compare it to a 5-star, but I mean the attack is pretty high, like a 5-star. The defense is 546, and the health is 1224. The defense is a little lower than we'd hope, but the health is really high. So when you do emblem her up, and you kind of want to work on the defense if you want her to survive a little longer. But if you don't work on the defense, she can be paired up with Kalo. So if she dies early because of her low defense, then when Kalo goes off and she's dead, Kalo will actually set off her special. All of Kalo's dead ally special. So, and her special is 280% damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. The target and nearby enemies get minus 44% defense and a further minus 4% decrease each time they are hit during 3 turns. She's really good. At the time when she first came out, she was probably the best defensive down, especially after the minus 4% decrease each time. And she was fairly easy to get in this portal. She's a 4-star. So she's not that hard to get, especially at the time there weren't that many heroes back then. So she was one of the few 4-stars, so she was not that hard to get. So Wilbur overall is probably still better at defensive down, like for against Green Titans, because of the other things he does. But she was excellent. I got her before I had Wilbur, so I was using her all the time against Titans and in the 4-star raid tournaments. But now I got Costume Wilbur, so I'm able to use Wilbur instead of Soon. And then when I can use 5-stars, I just picked up Sorshe. Some people might call her Saorsi. Just picked her up, so when I level her up, I'll be using her as the defensive down against Titans. Li did not turn out to be a really good 3-star. Guanyu is an excellent hero. His attack is really good. His defense is good. His health is pretty high. Mana speed average. He deals 390% damage to the target and nearby enemies. The damage bypasses target's minions. So when you're fighting the undead horde raid tournaments, Guan Yu is really good for that. The target and nearby enemies get minus 25% defense and a further minus 3% decrease for each minion owned by enemies for 3 turns, up to a minus 70% defense. This cannot be dispelled. So Guan Yu, especially against undead horde, he's a beast. And even without that, I mean, he hits pretty hard already. So Zhu Yu, he is a 4-star, so we can't compare him to the 5-star. 639 attack, which is fine. 671 defense, which is pretty good. 1336 health, which is pretty high health for a 4-star. Average mana, he deals 355% damage to the target. Summons a 355 damage to the target is pretty good. Summons a Wu Soldier minion for each ally with 10% HP and 18% attack inherited from the caster. Each hit from a Wu Soldier minion gives a target the following status ailment. The target receives 207 burn damage over 3 turns. That's not... the bottom part with the minion is not super overpowering, but remember the family bonus. Each time a minion is summoned for them, whether there's 1, 2, or 3 heroes, they gain some mana and they gain some healing. So that's just something extra because the damage that Zhu Yu deals, it's pretty good. It's only to 1. It's good. I mean, I wish he did it to 3 instead of just 1, but I don't have him, and that's fine. I'm not desperate for him because he only hits 1. If he hit 3, then he'd be a lot better. Yao, for 3-star, he's really good. He summons a minion to the target and nearby enemy, so that's up to 3 minions. Each hit from the minion dispels all dispellable buffs from the target. So in blue, 3-star, Yao is really good, especially for when those 3-star raid tournaments, when you can only use 3 stars or lower, Yao is pretty good. Zhuliang, he does the minions and the fiends, which is really good if you don't have an answer to it. But if you can look ahead and see that, so if you have Zhuliang in your defense, then when somebody's attacking your defense, if they can plan against it, against his minions and his fiends, if they have those counters, they can actually render him useless. But when, let's say, in one of those alliance wars or the War 3 Kingdoms where you cannot use the same heroes over and over again, you have to use new heroes, they'll run out of those heroes that counter minions and fiends. He throws minions and fiends, so that's really hard to counter. Once they run out of those heroes that go against minions and fiends, they're gonna have trouble with Zhuliang. So he can be really good, but he can also be countered. Cao Cao, when he first came out, I mean, he looks beast. When he first came out, apparently he wasn't that good because they went out there and buffed him up a little bit. So this is the new buffed out version. He runs slow, so for rush wars, he's beast. 788 attack is pretty good. 803 defense is really good. 1439 health is pretty good. He deals 30% damage to all enemies. Summons a Wii Soldier minion for each ally with 20% HP and 25% attack inherited from the caster. Each hit from the Wii Soldier minion dispels all dispellable buffs from the target. All allies get plus 30% defense for 4 turns, so he's really good. Yang, the green 3-star, he was in the summons from the very beginning along with the red one. And he's not that good because his minion he only gives himself a minion. He doesn't give it to 3 or 5. He's not that good. Zhao Dun, 4-star. His attack is okay for a 4-star. His defense is pretty good really good for a 4-star. Health 1179 is it's good for a 4-star. He's fast. He deals 355 damage to the target. Summons a Wii Soldier minion for the caster and nearby allies. So 3 minions, not just 1. And each hit from the Wii Soldier minion dispels all dispellable buffs from the target. So he's like a mini Cao Cao. And Yao is a 3-star version of them. They're pretty good. Wang Juanji, I have 2 of her. She's really good. I mean, I haven't leveled her up yet, but mana speed slow. She'll be a beast in Rush Wars. She's only a 4-star. 675 attack is good, but she uses that. She's a healer, so that's her slash defense. When she's on defense, she'll use that. 709 defense is really good. 1170 health is good for a 4-star. Like I said, she's mana speed slow. She destroys all fiends from all allies. And she boosts health for all allies by 625, which is a lot. Boosted health can exceed max HP. So she'll be one of the counters for that yellow 5-star Zhuliang. So because he throws the fiends out there plus minions, and she destroys all fiends from all allies. So she's like, so the fact that she's a healer, slow, yellow, she's almost like Vivica costume. But then the fact that she destroys fiends and heals boosted health, she's like a 4-star yellow version of Esme. She's got a little mix of Vivica and Esme in her, and she's a 4-star. So in the 4-star raid tournaments, especially in Rush, because she is slow, she's a beast. And she's also a great partner for Kalo in the 4-star raid tournament, because if she dies and Kalo stays alive and his special goes off, along with all the allies' specials, Kalo would then kill off any fiends that the enemy has if they have any, and he's going to give himself boosted health, and that helps Kalo to stay alive even further, because one of Kalo's problems is that he doesn't survive that well. So that would be good right there. So let's check if the RNG is on the up and up right now. Another 1-star. You can do a couple summons. Oh, oh, Grace, nice. Okay, we'll stop right there. I think we'll be happy to get that 5-star Grace. And I hope this overview kind of helped you guys out. Three Kingdom summons is a really good summons. Diochan is the best, but there's also some pretty good heroes there. For 4-star, Wang Juanji is pretty good. 3-star, Yao is amazing. Guanyu is pretty good. I mean, Cao Cao's is overpowering. I mean, this Xiangfei, he's great too. Great sniper. This portal, I mean, Lubu and Rush, OP. Zhao Dun for 4-star, amazing. So there's a lot of really good heroes here. If you don't have Custom Wilbur or Sorshe, I mean, Soon is amazing. So this portal is pretty good. So I hope this overview of these heroes help you out. Give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what your thoughts are, and who are you trying to get in this portal. And till next time, Wolf Dog Empires.